Good day, everyone. I'm Railey and Inductivo from Creative Computing Year 2, and this is my technical breakdown for my data-driven app. The following are the key features of my app. The first key feature is changing the cursor type on button hover. Its function is to switch the cursor into a pointer cursor whenever the user hovers over a button. This feature was implemented to help users understand which buttons are clickable. It also boosts engagement. The second key feature is frame switching. Its function is to delete the current page when the user is navigating to another page. This feature was implemented to allow the application to support multiple pages. The third key feature is a function to fetch and display Pokemon data taken from the Pokepedia database. I will cut each line of code into parts and explain them. The multiple if statements were implemented to clear the current information displayed when a user searches for a new Pokemon. This was done to prevent new and old data from overlapping with each other. Next, we implemented a line of code to get the data requests from the Pokepedia database. The data fetched will be based on user input. Once the data request is successful, we can now initialize the data. The same process is done for the Pokemon species and description. Next, we have the same process for fetching and displaying the Pokemon's image if the data request is successful. Below that are lines of code to display the initialized data on the screen. And the last line is for error handling. When the user inputs an invalid value, it will display a message box error. The fourth key feature of my app is a function to generate a random Pokemon's information. It implements the random module and picks a random Pokemon ID number from 1 to 898. Which is the total number of Pokemon that exists in the game. Once the random number has been picked, it will be converted into a string, and the display Pokemon function will be called to display its information. The fifth key feature of my app is a function to navigate through the next and previous Pokemon based on the current Pokemon's index number. The first function was implemented to isolate the index number of the Pokemon from the hash symbol beside it. The second function was implemented to display the Pokemon after the current Pokemon. It initializes the current index number from the Pokemon index label and increments it by 1. The Pokemon with the index number of the incremented value will then be displayed on the screen. The third function has the same process, but the difference is that the current index number is decremented. The next features follow the same principles as the previous key features for displaying Pokemon. But this time, it is for displaying items. I will just run through each function as it has already been explained. The only difference is the information displayed.